Hi everyone, welcome to Royal Caribbean International. My name is Mel Figueroa. I'm your strategic account manager. Always have a problem with that strategic part. Used to be formerly BDM, Business Development Manager, so I just wanted to let you know that we did change our title. And I want to talk to you about doing some training about our brand. And I want to thank Outside Agents for allowing me to talk to you about this. What I'd like to do is tell you about Royal Caribbean. And we've done a lot of different surveys, and these are the top 10 reasons to cruise. First of all, number one, all-around quality, amazing innovation, exciting itineraries, more destinations, and so on and so forth. And really, number 10, the real value. It's so important that we talk about value rather than, it's less expensive. And we also have an advantage. We call it the Royal Advantage. What that consists of is the amazing destinations, innovative ships, and the word innovative is so important that you remember that when you're discussing our ships, because so many people say, well, a ship is a ship and everything is very similar, but that's not true at Royal Caribbean. It is innovative. We have a lot of different things that most people do not have on board their ships. And of course, personalized service. Now, we have some great destinations. And if you look at this map, it tells you all the different places that we're in, from Alaska through to Australia. And Australia, number one, is becoming a very, very big bucket list destination. We have 4 ships there. And also Asia. We have 5 ships in Asia. And our brand new ship, the Ovation, is going to Asia. So it's something that we should talk about. And the other thing, you see at the bottom there, repositionings. That is probably one of the best things, especially for those that have a lot of time to travel, to talk about. So you should know a lot about the transatlantics and the trans-Pacific repositioning sailings. Let's talk about some of the destinations we're going to. Caribbean. Now, everyone says they've been to the Caribbean, I've been there, but have they really gone to the Caribbean? Caribbean's in our name, and we really, really want to show them a different look at the Caribbean. So we're going to Bermuda and Bahamas. We have some extraordinary shore excursions that take them through the history of the island, the culture of the island. So it's not just going to the beaches, the bars, and to get some trinkets. It's also about the culture and the history of some of these places, the food. So a lot of different adventures await a lot of your guests. Even though they've been there, they perhaps have not been all over the islands. Alaska. Alaska's truly, truly beautiful. I am originally from New York and said I never really wanted to go to Alaska because I don't like the cold, and one of the reasons I moved to Florida. Well, I went to Alaska and was so surprised how beautiful. I mean, it's walking into an outdoor zoo. There's so many animals all over the place. The air is probably the cleanest that you've ever smelt. And it's just having the bears, the whales, the seals. It is so much going on, and of course a lot of history and culture with the Alaskan Indians there, the different tribes, and so much that you can learn just by going there. We have 2 ships going there, and one of them is the Explorer of the Sea, so we'll have the largest ship in Alaska. How about some of the other places? Europe. Europe is great. Some real culture and history, and just by this slide alone you can see it's something that you want to go and brag about. You've been there, been to these historical sites that you can tell your family and friends. Australia, as I said, is one of our areas that people are going more and more to, so much so that we've added more ships and destinations to Australia and New Zealand. New Zealand is like the Caribbean of the South Pacific, so hopefully you'll get opportunity to stop by there and really enjoy it. And Asia is probably one of the newest destinations that we've really put a lot of our newest ships to those destinations. And it's not just China, but you're going to Vietnam and other places in that area, Singapore, Thailand. So much to do, so many different sailings to take. And even if you were doing a tour, having your guests do a tour, that they can jump on one of the ships, maybe do a 4 or 5 night and really see Asia in a different light. South America is another place of beauty. Again, very historic. You're looking at some of the different ruins that you can see there. A lot of history again and culture. And here's one of the things that a lot of people kind of enjoy. Canada and New England, in fact, enjoy it so much that we're adding new seasons to it. Normally we just do the fall where you see the leaves changing and the colors and foliage, so very beautiful. And also a lot of history to all those places up in New England and parts of Canada. Well, we're also doing a summer sailings there as well, so people can go to Canada and go to New England not only during the fall, but also enjoy it during the summer. Dubai, I just had some agents recently go to Dubai, and it is a beautiful shopping area. So many other things to do in that region that it is one of the more ancient wonders, where some of the newer, like this beautiful hotel. In fact, I think there was a tennis match at one of the hotels at the very top. So it's really special, a lot of great activities, and if you're into shopping, that's really the place for the top names. Now let's talk about the ships, and I mentioned earlier, innovation. When you're talking to guests, they really, if they've never been on Royal Caribbean, really have no idea about the ships, what they have on board. And you're looking right now at the Oasis. What a beautiful class of ships. It is our largest ship. It has so many different features on it, full court basketball that you're looking at, aqua theater all the way in the back there. You'll see all the pools that we have available, all the different lounge areas, and you also see Central Park and Boardwalk. We have a carousel. You can't really tell by this picture, but we have a carousel there. So much happening on a lot of our ships. And just to give you an idea of the ships coming in, this year we have the Harmony coming in. She'll start in Europe and then come to Fort Lauderdale, and when she comes to Fort Lauderdale, the Oasis is going to Port Canaveral. We have the Ovation of the Seas, and that will start in Europe and then end up in Asia. Empress of the Seas, real great story. One of our older ships, very beautiful. A smaller ship will be doing 4 and 5 nights out of Miami, which if you book by February 15th, will also give you up to 20% commission. Of course, you have another Oasis class coming out in 2018 and 2 more Quantum class ships coming out in 2019 and 20. And you can see all these ships and find out more about where they're going and what's on board on LoyalToYouAlways.com or CruisingPower.com. So all these ships are available for you to see. Now, there are a lot of common ship features. The pool areas for the kids, the theaters, casual dining, some of the lounges, the conference centers. So it's very important that you take the opportunity to, because some of the bigger ships have a little bit more, some of the smaller ships have other style of lounges, that you get an idea of the layout of each of the ships that your guests are planning to go on. For example, Majesty of the Seas, she will be doing a major dry dock or revitalization in 2016. She will be coming to Port Canaveral. We're switching her from Miami, and the Enchantment, which is in Port Canaveral currently, in May will be moving to Miami. But here's some of the different features. She'll have Voom, which is free, and it's high-speed internet. It's free. Understand that many times when your guests go on board and use their phones, they charge a pretty high amount, especially in international waters. So understand when you're talking about the Majesty, if they plan to go on that, really make this a feature that you talk about. We'll have new water slides, so if you have families going on board the ship, they'll enjoy the water slides. We'll have the DreamWorks experience, so a lot of the characters, you know, from DreamWorks, Alex the Lion, Kung Fu Panda, and all those other great characters will be on board, including Shrek. We'll have more new restaurants being added to it, and it will be doing the same 3- and 4-night Bahamas getaway. We'll have the Vision class of ships. They are pretty much all over. We're doing a lot of them in Europe. In fact, we have the Rhapsody, the Vision, and also, which is not a Vision class, the Jewel, will be in Europe, and we're offering free beverage packages for Europe. So you have to book that by February 15th as well. If you're viewing this after, I'm sure we'll have some other promotions available. The Voyager class really started this innovation of our ships. Voyager class came up with ice skating rink, first ice skating rink at sea, so it was really something special. We also had a main street in the middle of the ship, which many of our ships now have. We added new onboard experiences that now many of our ships, Oasis class, the Quantum class, now have as a result of the Voyager class. The Radiance class, I think, is probably some of our prettiest ships that we've ever built. We call it the Ship of Light because of all the glass that we have there. In fact, in some of the elevators, you can go up and see the outdoors as you're going up in the elevator. Has more balconies. It is, to me, the yachts of our fleets. Very beautiful inside, a little bit smaller than some of our larger ships. The Freedom class came to Port Canaveral. I was on this ship when it first came out. It was tremendous. It was a little bit bigger than the Voyager class, but we also added the Flow Rider, which is a simulated surfing. So it had the ice skating ring, the Flow Rider, also had a karaoke club. So it had a lot of new things and a lot of new features that we did not have on some of the other ships. So that is a great ship. She's out of Port Canaveral right now. But the Oasis will be taking her place this November in 2016, and she will be moving to Fort Lauderdale. Oasis class is our gem. It is the world's largest ship at 225,000 tons, has two, as you can see right there, two flow riders, and it also has a beautiful aqua theater. So something that's really special to all of us. Also has Central Park and Boardwalk, and if you really take a gander at the back of that ship, you'll see a red and white awning, and that is the carousel. So a lot of great opportunities for people to enjoy. Harmony of the Seas is our newest ship coming out, and we're going to have a lot of new firsts on it. You're going to see some water slides that you're looking at right now, the 3 there, and we also have a special one called the Abyss, which is further in the back of the ship, which is a complete drop. So those who are very adventurous will want to try to do that. So we're really kind of can't wait for this to come out. It comes out in May. It will be in Europe. And we're taking some of the things that you would find on Quantum and adding them also to the Oasis class to bring about a harmony. Now, I was on the ship and I think if you look real close at this slide and you look at the very, very front of the ship, you can see me waving. That is me there, yes, because we were passing the Statue of Liberty. It is an awesome sight to see New York City at night. And there is an arm. If you look really high up on top of the ship, you'll see a crane with a bubble, which we call the North Star. and that is such fantastic views. I grew up in New York City, and I've never seen such beauty from a ship from that bubble. It's a great place to take pictures. We're having weddings there, so a lot of different things that you can do on the Anthem and the Quantum, the two newest ships for Royal Caribbean. Now, we've done a lot of dry docks with our ships, revitalizations, meaning that we went in, tore up a lot of the different areas of the ships, and put in special things to make it really, really special. We already did the Freedom. We've added some new staterooms, new restaurants. The Majesty will be done very shortly. The Explorer is going to Alaska, and it has a really interesting itinerary. It will also be in Australia, and it will be doing, I believe it's 24 days back from Australia to Seattle. So, oh, I'm sorry, to Hawaii. And there you can really get a South Pacific look, get to Hawaii, and then it'll do Hawaii to Seattle, reposition, get ready for the Alaska cruise. So it's something that you may want to share with your guests, something a little bit special. And for the families in Alaska, Explorer is going to be a perfect ship. The Lure of the Seas went through a lot of the revitalizations. In 2016, Liberty is going through some major changes. We're adding water slides and other restaurants to her. Majesty, I mentioned already. Jewel, Radiance, and Adventure will all be getting new looks to them. And the Mariner of the Seas will get hers in 2017. So we have great personalized service, and these guys are amazing. They know your name. I was with a guest who hadn't been on our cruise for about 6 years, and one of the waiters came up, remembered the guest, and that guest was so amazed that they would remember from 6 years ago. So it is pretty important to the guests, and that's why we do this kind of personalized service. So there are traditional dining options. You have regular dining, early and late, or main and late. My time dining, which is very important to a lot of guests who don't really want to come at 6 or 8 o'clock. They want to come at their time, so my time dining becomes very special. My family time dining gives the kids opportunity to have a hot dog, hamburger, and go into our Adventure Ocean program and have a good time. And then you have some special dining in Asia. We also have on the Quantum class, and it's really just for the Anthem, dynamic dining. And that goes through a whole host of doing your own reservation each night. You also have Dynamic Dining Classic, which a lot of our clients like early and late. So we added that to the Quantum class of ships, the Anthem. And we also have Cosmopolitan Dining for Asia. So this is kind of the traditional dining, my time dining, family time dining. These are all the ships that have it. Dynamic dining, the choices are for Anthem and Ovation, and you see the other ones as well. Specialty dining. Now, many of you know what specialty dining is. Many of you have no idea what it is, and basically it's where we charge for people to have, usually it's dinner, sometimes lunch and dinner. And that's all over the ships. We also have family-friendly dining. Most of that is complimentary, and that's like our Windjammer Lounge. We have Sorrento's Pizza. We have the cafe. So we have different areas of the ship where the family can come in, have some burgers, salads, you know, whatever's available for that particular time. And many, many guests are really healthy, you know, in terms of dining, and they want their dining to be also in that same vein. So we have the health-conscious dining, and most of our ships, I don't think there's one that doesn't. All of them have some health-conscious dining. Some have their own areas, some included in the menus, so there we are covered. So dynamic dining, just to give you a quick idea, we have 5 different restaurants on Anthem, and that will kind of give you an idea: American Icon, Chic, Silk, the Grand, and Coastal. But to get more of that, you can go online and also into our brochure. Specialty restaurants, like I said, they are great, and we have some of the greatest chefs around. Specialty restaurants include Wonderland, which is on our Quantum class of ships, and hopefully we will also see her on Harmony. It is like Alice in Wonderland style of dining. It is really fantastic. They do some really strange things in there that you would see in Alice in Wonderland. So if you do have the opportunity to sail, or your guests sail on ships with Wonderland on it, tell them to go in there and just, even if they take photo opportunities, they will be amazed. And Jamie Oliver. A lot of you have seen Jamie Oliver's show. He has his restaurant on many of our ships. And his Italian food is tremendous. We have Michael Schwartz, Michael's Genuine Pub, and so we have a lot of great restaurants on board that your clients can try if they want to try something outside of our regular dining offerings. We also have Chops, which is our steakhouse. We have also beverage packages. In fact, I mentioned early on 3 of our ships, the Vision, the Jewel, and the Rhapsody, we will be giving select packages for Europe, but you have to book it by February 15th, 2016. Hopefully you'll get some clients going on that. I'm sure they will enjoy that, but these are all the different beverage packages we have. Again, in our brochure and online, you can see what these packages actually consist of. Onboard activities, that's where we get really, really innovative. You're looking at the Seaplex, which is an indoor gym that is featured on the Quantum series of ships. We do roller skating in there, we do full court basketball, we do trapeze training, we have bumper cars in there. And you can't see it on this slide, but the cars are all parked and ready. And sometimes, if we have a lot of kids on board, we'll bring all those bumper cars in the middle of that, that area. We have a giant screen, as you can see. It says Seaplex across it. Well, it's actually a TV screen, and we'll do movie night, drive-in movie night for the kids. It's really kind of special, beautiful area for having a lot of recreational fun. Up top in those areas, if you look all the way up top, you'll see some spaces there. We have Xbox up there, and we have ping pong and other games there. Something new that we offered on the Quantum class of ships is Ripcord by iFly simulated skydiving. And of course you see the surfing, the flow rider, kind of special. And I've done the Ripcord by iFly. It is amazing. I wasn't going to do it, but our chairman did it, and I can't let the chairman be the only one to have some fun. So I tried it. It was fantastic. So if you do get the opportunity to go on these ships, and if your guests go on, make sure you mention this. It's a lot of fun. I mentioned briefly about the North Star on the Quantum class of ships. When we were in New York debuting the ships, I went there and I was taking a ton of pictures of the New York City skyline. It is so fantastic to be 300 feet above sea level. And that takes you way up there, and you have some amazing sights. When you get into some of the ports, that will be one of the areas that you want to be in, because you'll see some sights that you just cannot view anywhere else. Nightlife and entertainment is so special because Royal Caribbean has decided to run some full-length plays on board our ships. We Will Rock You, Saturday Night Fever, Mamma Mia, Cats are all on different ships. Not every ship has a play, but a lot of the ships have a play, and it's the full-run play. So there is intermission on some of them. It is really, really great what they've done. We had so many different actors and actresses do their best to perform for you. Every now and then we'll have some celebrity performances. So it is kind of special. I hope you had the opportunity to go on a Royal Caribbean class ship and see some of these, because I've had many of my travel partners come back to say, you know, we really love Cats. Saturday Night Fever was so much fun, and so on. So please, if you do have the opportunity, share that with me. I would love to hear some of your comments, and we're going to keep doing more of this style of entertainment. On the Quantum class, we have this lounge called 270. Now you're looking at this back row of windows. Yes, they are windows. They actually are overlooking the ocean. But for this presentation, for the shows that you're seeing on board the ship, those become backdrops. So those are projected images that make it look like it's all part of that one lounge. So it's pretty incredible. And if you really look up top here, you'll see, I think it's 6 television screens. Those are robotic screens that can dance, and they can move, and they can go in the flow of the show or just do a show on their own. It is pretty wonderful what technology can really do these days. And on the Oasis class of ships, I told you about the Aqua Theater. We have people doing all kinds of high diving performances. And the pool can become also a stage. As you're looking at, you see bottom here is the pool, but we can bring the floor up and it becomes a stage. We drop it for them to do the high diving performances. We have synchronized swimming. We have acrobats doing all kinds of special things in that area. It is really, truly kind of, I don't want to call it experimental entertainment. It is something that I've never seen and is exciting, especially when you see someone jumping from the very top of the ship into these small pools. On some of our other ships, we have what we call centrums. In the middle of the ship, there is a donut-shaped atrium, and we do vertical entertainment. All the way from the top down, you'll see these acrobats doing these marvelous acts, and you're right below them or in the balconies on the side watching them. It is fantastic. And after that, they have like a sock hop later in that area right below them. It is a lot of fun, and it's something to behold when you see them coming from the top all the way down. Vertical entertainment, who would have thought of it? We also do, on the ships that have the large streets, we do parades. And the parades are, very colorful. We'll include, on the ships that have DreamWorks, we'll include Shrek and company, Donkey and all the other characters in the parade. It's a lot of fun. We also have large screen TVs at all the pools. You can see this one with the shark there. During the day, at night, it's great. And if you're into sports, especially if you're on when we have a Super Bowl going on or World Series game or whatever, and they put it on the screen, it is fantastic to watch. Nightlife and entertainment, of course, everybody wants to know about the casinos. I put this picture in here because if you can count from the back to the front, if you count the third machine, and I'm not going to tell you which ship, but that pays the most. And just kidding with you guys. I also wanted to tell you about the kids program, Adventure Ocean. Adventure Ocean really is something special. It gives the kids the opportunity to be a kid and have a lot of fun. A lot of kids, back in the day, and I remember even when my kids were very young, it wasn't a whole lot for them to do. I mean, there were a couple of little programs, and after that, the parents were with the kid and holding them tight so that, they don't do anything crazy, or some parents letting them run and they are doing things crazy. So we brought about these programs. You have the Royal Babies and Royal Tots. The parents or guardians have to be with them in this program. It is a great training, a great opportunity for kids to get their motor skills. We have Fisher-Price toys and other developmental apparatus there to help the parents or guardians with the babies, and it's just very, very moving, and the kids have a great time, the babies have a great time. We also have Adventure Ocean, and we run from 3 years old to 11 years old. Now, from 3 to 11, everyone has to be signed in and out of this program, which is great. The parents don't have to worry. The kids are taken care of by our folks there, and all of them have degrees. So these are very well educated counselors taking care of your kids. And then we have the teenagers from 12 to 17, and we broke them down to 2 different ages. 12 and 14-year-olds, although they pretty much know everything, the 15 and 17-year-olds think they know more, and we just want to make sure that everyone's having a good time. But they have their own discos, their own lounges for them to have, you know, some fun and enjoy the cruise as well. Let's talk a little bit about the DreamWorks experience. You'll see the characters, and you see a lot of them there with King Louie. Is it King Louie? I forget. Well, you see Alex in the background, and a lot of the different characters. We had a ball with them running around the ships and stuff. We had so much fun. Parents usually push the kids out to take photos with a lot of these characters, so it's a lot of fun. I wanted to briefly just mention about autism. It is so important, and I'm sure many of your guests have family members or friends who are stricken with autism, and many of them don't cruise for fear of you know, how people will look at them or treat them. Well, we have autism-friendly features on board all of our ships. All of our crew have gone through training for this, and this is just a look at what we have: priority check-in, gluten-free, and other special offerings for diets, Adventure Ocean, flexible age, so that if you do have an older child who's more younger, you know, we can still fit them in. Our toilet train policy exemption. Children going into our program have to be toilet trained at 3. If they are not allowed in the program. However, we do have exemption for autistic children. And we also have pages for parents, so this way they're kept in contact, or if they want to know any information, we make sure they're aware. So we are completely autism friendly. We are also, you'll see some things on the autism channel. My son works with autistic children, so I have a little bit of knowledge on it, and a lot of them you won't even know that they're autistic. Some are severe, some are not as severe. Some things bother them, some, you know, doesn't really affect them as much, but all of our staff, including myself, have gone through autism training. Now let me switch gears, talk about Voom. It's our high-speed internet, and it's going to offer your clients amazing speed. Just like if they were at home, they'll have that same kind of Wi-Fi speed. And it's $15 per device. The second device is half off. So it's going to be available on the Quantum, Oasis class, Enchantment, Freedom, Jewel, and Majesty. Soon it will be offered on more of our ships. So right now, these are the ships that have it. And basically what it is a big satellite that we have direct contact with. So this way, it provides a much faster speed than anything else that we've ever had. On our other ships for right now, we have unlimited internet, and that's it's a little bit slower, but it does give you access to all the internet, has everything that you need to surf, share, and stay connected. So it's available on the Freedom class, Voyager, Radiance, and Vision class. And just quickly, Cruise Planner, your guests need to really use Cruise Planner. Helps them plan their cruise if they want to. Now, you can also provide that service for them, but a lot of times it's probably easier having the guests do it, or at least give you as much feedback as possible, because it will allow you to, on certain ships, you can get your shows scheduled. You can get your, if you're doing the anthem, get your meals put together. So it's going to give you opportunity to do whatever you need to do on board the ship to plan out your vacation. Now, many people are very organized and planning freaks. This is something that you really want to talk to them about, or make sure that you know about. This is available on RoyalCaribbean.com, on our regular website. And it's something that you should really become familiar with, because if they want to do their spa, if they want to do their hair appointments, all that you can do on Cruise Planner if they want to do it ahead of time. And I want to tell you briefly about shore excursions. If you do a group, and this is so important, if you have a group, and the group is 8 staterooms or more, and all 8 staterooms decide to do a shore excursion, you will be paid 10% commission. Now, all 8 staterooms have to do the same shore excursion in order for you to get paid, and you have to talk to our shore excursion department to set that up, meaning that you're going to give us the credit card numbers and all the other things that we need in order to set up the different shore excursions. So very important for you to know. Now, if you have a group, again, 8 staterooms or more, and they all want to do their own thing, if you have, if you tell the guests to register online, you will also get like a referral fee. 5% commission, again, has to be 8 staterooms or more. And you can look that up on cruisingpower.com under the tab Planning Your Cruise, or Planning. There you'll see shore excursions, and it'll tell you more about that. But there are a lot of different shore excursions. If you have families, we have family shore excursions. This way people are doing things together with their kids or cousins or aunts, so on and so forth. If they want to do culture, there are separate ones. So you have all these different listings that your guests can do. They don't have to just do a city tour. They can do something. Adventure means a lot to a lot of different people. If you mention adventure to a senior, they're thinking about zip line. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do any shark adventures. I'm too afraid. So you have to be careful when you say adventure, because adventure could be trying new foods, you know, trying new, seeing new cultures and sights, things that you've never seen before. That's an adventure for a lot of people. When we say active adventures, that means there is going to be some walking, some running, some trying new things like zip lining. So active adventures, a little bit different than maybe a culinary delight adventure, because you're trying a food that you've never tried before. So it might be a little spicy, might be a little bland, something that you may want to try. But these are things that you have to share with your clients, especially if they're in groups, because you know, make some more money. Alaska Cruise Tours, it gives you the opportunity to have your guests go into the interior of Alaska and then get on a cruise, or vice versa. Do the cruise first and then go see the interior. So it's a land portion. We also have a great program called Air to Sea, and that's where you can get the air. And what's great about using our air, and you see right up top there, lowest airfare guarantee, assured arrival, easy to reserve, choice of airlines, and the biggest part is the 24/7. If your guest gets, for whatever reason, the flight gets canceled or something happens, do you want that 2 o'clock call in the morning? You might want to let one of us from the Air to Sea department handle that call, because we'll get them in a hotel, we'll get them on the next flight, whatever it takes. So it's a good reason to use Air to Sea. If you have members who are Crown and Anchor, this is probably the most loyal group of people. If you have anybody, and if you don't know, you should really check with your base to see who's a Crown and Anchor member, because this way you'll find out who the loyal guests are, and you want to make sure you treat them really well and tell them all about anything that you hear breaking news with Royal Caribbean, because they are going to jump on a lot of the new ships. They want to be on the first sailing. They want to get to the next level. They'll do so many different things. They'll go on multiple cruises just to get to that next level. So here's a great opportunity for you to earn a lot of commission and build your business. Royal Caribbean has won so many awards. This year alone, or I should say last year, we won so many. 12 years running, we've won all these different awards. Travel Weekly Reader's Choice Awards, Cruise Critic, and there's so many more that I could include here that I didn't want to go through every single one. But just note that when you're talking to a guest, this may be relevant to them. A lot of people, if you ever look at any advertisement, a lot of times they'll have these letters of support. Yes, I tried them, they were the best. People like hearing accolades. So you may want to, again, on our websites, on our LoyalToYouAlways.com or CruisingPower.com, you can find a lot of the accolades, and this way make sure you include that in your talk track. And that will help people to understand, if they've never been on Royal Caribbean, why we have such high ratings and why, why to go on board. I mean, 12 years running, we've won Best Cruise Line in the Caribbean, Best Cruise Line overall, Best Family Cruise. So much that we do on board the ships, and we've won a lot of great opinions from all those people that make those kind of opinions and awards. So I hope you have the opportunity to come and try us so that you can also experience, but we really want your guests to really see that. With that, I want to thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to present all of Royal Caribbean in this short period of time. Thank you again.